I wish I could be with you in person to thank you for participating in Kids Feeding Kids. The meals you cook this week will help me reach this year's goal of providing 30,000 dinner servings of nutritious food to families who are experiencing food insecurity. Some of you may be thinking of becoming a professional chef one day. Others may only be interested in learning to cook for themselves or family members. My own path was not very clear when I was in high school. The fact is, in my early teens, I was told I would never go to college. I was in my mid-20s before I discovered the culinary program at Johnson County Community College. I graduated with my associate's degree in hospitality management and created a bit of history by leading the Johnson County Community College junior culinary team to its first national title. I enjoyed competing in team and individual competitions all over the U.S. I also have 2 medals and a best of show from culinary competitions in Europe, and in 2002 I was awarded the position of sous chef for the ACF Regional Olympic Culinary Team. I don't share this with you to brag, but only to illustrate that I am a first-generation, award-winning competitor despite what adults told me in my teens. If I can surpass the limited expectations set for me, imagine what you can do. Culinary school and competing taught me that I could learn and grow beyond the limiting beliefs others held about me. After graduating, I started my own catering company, and 8 years later, I sold it to my biggest competitor. I don't compete any longer, but I do still work as a food stylist, recipe developer, special event chef, and educator. 2 Christmases ago, a T-Mobile executive called me and asked if I could create an entire gingerbread village for a national ad campaign. If you would have asked me in high school if I saw myself doing something like this, I would have thought you were crazy. I had only 3 months to create the houses and all the trees for the village. The big T-Mobile house on the left is about 18 inches tall and 20 inches deep and weighs about 50 pounds. Once I had all of the pieces made, I spent a week on set with photographers to get everything just right. Sometimes I'm asked to create big things like gingerbread houses or wedding cakes, and other times I'm asked to create things that are small and delicate, like the 2 canapes you see on the left. If you notice, there's a quarter near the bottom left image. This gives you a sense of just how small the canapes are. Other times, I need to create hundreds of plates that all must be uniformly beautiful and delicious. I love to think of food as art, even though it's an art that will never hang on a museum wall. My art disappears in a matter of minutes, but it's art that engages your entire being. It must be beautiful to look at, taste great, smell incredibly delicious, possess a variety of complementary textures, flavors, and temperatures, and provide nutrition. Food is sacred, and using ingredients wisely and without wasting them is imperative. Food is also a reflection of cultures, traditions, and family. On the left, you can see that my dad is Hispanic. My mom isn't. My brothers and I grew up eating tamales on Christmas Eve. My mom's adopted family had been missionaries in India for many years, so it was common for us to have curries for Sunday dinner. We don't think so much about it now, but my family was very unusual at the time. Now I enjoy cooking for my daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter. You can see little Rose is already in the kitchen getting her hands dirty. Research shows that the younger children are when they're allowed to play with food. They are more adventurous about eating a greater variety of food at mealtimes. There is always more to learn, and shortly after my dad died, I sold the catering business and I was ready for a change. I went back to school in my later 30s and earned a bachelor's in business management and 2 master's degrees. With my MA in education, I first taught adult education and eventually shifted to teach high school English, focusing on writing and literacy with English learners from all over the world. In 2019, I was recognized as the Kansas City Public Schools District Teacher of the Year. I think my experience of being undervalued in high school fueled my passion for helping all students succeed. I've always enjoyed community service, And when I learned about Pete's Garden, I started volunteering to occasionally help package surplus food that was then donated to area families. One day, the founder of the organization found out about my two careers as a chef and high school teacher. She asked if I'd be interested in working with her on a program she called Kids Feeding Kids. So now I have my dream job, working with teachers and students to prepare nutritious meals for families in their own communities. It really is my dream job to be able to combine all of my passions: cooking, teaching, and community service. I don't know where your journey is going to take you. I do know that you don't have to be a chef to reverse hunger. We can all advocate for equitable food systems, vote for policies that reduce food insecurity, or volunteer in organizations that minimize food waste or that provide nutritional assistance. Thank you again for participating in Kids Feeding Kids. We couldn't do this important work without you. I look forward to seeing photos or video from your project.